Okay. So you've probably waited this whole time to get to this skill, the skill of consequences. You notice it's the last skill. It's linked to the last power. It actually requires all the powers to be in conjunction because consequences given with the intent to teach is one of the hardest things to do. And making a short video on consequences is going to be extremely difficult. I could probably do a full day on consequences, natural consequences, logical consequences. What do they look like? So we're going to do a brief overview, and then I will do another video going deeper into the implementation of consequences. But this is just a simple overview of it. And I want to really reiterate, it's at the end. You can't give consequences. The skill of consequences, you can't give them until you have literally answered, am I connected with this child? And do I provide a safe environment for this child? In other words, predictable, right? Routines are in place. It is safe. It's a place where they can be themselves, right? Okay. So consequences, last skill. I always find it funny. People are like, why is it the last thing? This is discipline. Discipline is consequences. Discipline means to teach. And the only way we teach effectively is if the human brain is open and ready to learn. The only way a human brain can be open and ready to learn is if it is safe and if it is connected. Okay. So consequences are necessary for all of the powers and all of the skills to be in place, and that student is in the green brain. So if that student is in the red or blue, if they're emotionally charged, if they're frozen, you might as well just be talking to your chair. They're not going to listen. So consequences are given with the intent to teach. In other words, how can this situation help this child build a skill? Okay, help this child use a tool in their toolbox or in the backpack, right, that they already have, or motivate that child to use that tool, or natural consequences can teach a new skill. Okay, and so as we dive into natural and logical consequences, a lot of times teachers will say, Joy, I feel like my hands are tied. We don't have a lot of consequences at school. There's only so much we can do. I hear you. But if you look at consequences with the lens that they're going to be specific in the moment, given with the intent to teach, suddenly your world opens up. It's not a menu of choice A, B, C, or D, or a lot of times we'll see tier one interventions, okay, if you do this, then you're going to earn this consequence, and then this consequence, and then this consequence. It can't be a blanket because you're not going to learn unless it's linked to the challenge, the conflict. All right. So there will be a video on consequences coming up. We're going to get those. I'm going to go deep into there, how to give them, when to give them. Okay. And also how you can, how do I say this? Believe in them. You can't confuse consequence with punishment. Consequences are given with the intent to teach. Punishments are given with the intent to be hurtful or to shame, okay, or to make the child feel bad so they won't do that behavior again, okay? Consequences given with the intent to teach. There has to be a level of accountability. I believe that. My job is that. I'm a behavior coach interventionist. I believe that. Consequences are given with the intent to teach, though, because at the end of the day, I'm also a teacher. All right. I'll see you at the next consequence video. Hope it helps.